Hello everybody and welcome to the 2022 NBA Draft. Now Colin for the number 2 pick. We just saw Paolo Banchero go 1 in a surprise pick. Now Oklahoma City's up, and I mean, Chet Holmgren's been the name here for the past week, basically. Do things change now? Do you take Jabari Smith? What
Honestly,
do you do here?
I think it's going to be a very interesting decision for the OKC because they were expecting Jabari not to be there.
Yes.
And Jabari, as we both said, I think has the highest floor. There are questions with Chet, obviously. His size, his frame, as we already talked about in the last video, though, it's the top 3 regardless. These are the top 3 guys. But now you're kind of giving OKC to think of something to think about. Do they go with the highest floor prospect, in our opinion, and the lights-out shooter, and you can put him next to Lou Dort, and you have a 1-2 punch on the defensive end, and then you have a shooter, a knockout shooter on the offensive end? Or do you go with a Chet, who you've kind of been eyeing this whole entire time?
For me, I've had Chet Holmgren my number 1 player for the past month, basically, since we started this.
Yeah.
And I just look at that front court. If you can add him, and then not for nothing, they have the 12th pick, so I'm very excited about that. But you put him as a defensive anchor on your team. Not saying Jabari Smith can't play defense because he can, but Chet Holmgren's rim protection raises your floor as a defense, if nothing else, as we've seen with Rudy Gobert several times. It looks like the pick is in, but they're not coming up yet. But you add him with SGA, Lou Dort, Josh Giddey. I just look at that and be like, dang, that's kind of perfect. Now, not for nothing, Jabari Smith, with all those passers and all those creators, I would love to see Jabari Smith as well. This is perfect to me. I would not want them taking Paolo Banchero, but the other two, I'm cool with.
I will say I would rather have them Chet, like you said, just because of the defensive anchor that you'd like them to have in the front court at least. And then also we keep talking about Chet's defense. Offensively, he's still going to be a good player. We can't get past that. So I don't think the OKC should make this too difficult. Go with what you had done. Don't move down to
panic.
Yeah, don't panic. Don't panic. And go, oh, he's not going 1.
Like Jaden Ivey.
Yeah. All right.
This did not go how we expected.
Speaking of Jabari Smith, so I mean, I'd say don't go with the guy who you were going to go with at this point. I don't think OKC should think too hard about it, just because that is kind of what they need. It's going to be interesting though, just because no one expected Jabari not to go first.
Well, like we talked about in the Orlando Magic video, there was the whole drama of, for those who didn't watch it, there was the whole drama of who was going to go number 1 with the in Vegas, and all the books and everything had Jabari, and then it went to Paolo, and then it went back to Jabari. And for those who placed bets on Paolo Banchero going number 1, they got great value here because nobody expected that after last night. So let's see who the Thunder take at number 2. I'm going to say Chet Holmgren.
With the second pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Chet Holmgren.
Yep,
there it is.
Right pick. That's the right pick.
I like it.
Like you said, you can't go wrong with either of these guys, but you gotta stick with the guy that you've been wanting this whole time. Chet obviously also said he wanted to go there.
Yep.
So I think this is a great pick. I mean, OKC can't go wrong.
He just, again, rim protection already there. He's more switchable as a 5 than I think a lot of people give him credit for. I think he has a lot of upside there. Now, once he fills out his body and stuff, obviously maybe he won't be as mobile, but I think he's pretty mobile at this moment.
Yeah.
Defensively, I expect him to just be great. As soon as he steps on the court. His motor's great as well, not for nothing. That helps him in the post. He really holds up well against opposing bigs. Now, I'm not saying he's going to shut down Joel Embiid or anything like that.
Right.
But, he can hold his own. And so I think from a defensive perspective, you add him with Lou Dort. SGA is not a bad defender either. I think we'll see what they do with the 12th pick. I would love if they got another defensive big, like a Tari Eason or Jeremy Sohan at 12. But if nothing else, you have him, and then the upside as an offensive player, 3-point shooting, the creation, which I don't want to put too much into the ball handling because we've seen a lot of guys come in and be able to handle the ball. But the shooting, if nothing else, is a huge upside.
Right, and it's not like you're getting a 7-footer with a small frame that's can't move and is weak. I think he has really good basketball strength. I think that's underrated for him. Right here you're seeing him go up against Paolo Banchero, who was taken number 1. So at the very least, you're getting a rim defending mobile 7-footer who has so much unlimited offensive potential. And it's going to be, I think this is, again, the right pick. I kind of feel bad for Jabari because, he was expecting to go first this whole time. So do the Rockets take him? Because,
they're going to take him. We'll see at the next video. We'll see at the next video. But I think it's a great pick from Oklahoma City's perspective. Obviously, they have another pick coming up, so we'll get into that now. We're back with the Houston Rockets. The number 17 pick here. Obviously, the number 3 pick is on the screen right now, Jabari Smith. great pick. We love it. Obviously, this is quite a bit later, like an hour later. And who do we have the Rockets taking?
Ty Washington, baby. This is
We do.
This is now.
And I actually like that pick.
This is
Malachi Branham.
Malachi Branham is on the board, but I think that you need a point guard now.
I agree. You need a creator.
Yeah,
and this is what we talked about in the last video here, where I still want somebody initiating the offense other than Jalen Green and Kevin Porter all the time. I want somebody else that can have their hand in there as a creator and can set other players up, especially a guy like Jabari Smith now. So I would have Ty Washington. I personally am not high on Kenny Chandler. I know we're not high on Kenny Chandler, so I wouldn't take Kenny Chandler here, but it makes sense in theory.
Yeah.
Depends on what you think of Jaden Hardy, who I think of him as more of a scorer. Same with like Malachi Branham. I see them as like similar players. I wouldn't take them here because I think that's kind of a repetitive pick, considering you have Jalen Green. I think Ty Washington pick here.
Yeah.
You know who else I wouldn't hate though? Nah, I can't even justify that. I was gonna say Tari Tyty, but you have. I'm just thinking of possible.
Yeah.
picks.
No, I mean, I think Ty's here, and the question that marks with him is, can he develop the strength to go against NBA level guys? So
I'll throw another one out there.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Dalen Terry.
Dalen Terry's interesting.
I'm high on Dalen Terry. He's not as much, but I am high on his defense, and then I think he has some more playmaking potential than I think people give him credit for. He's actually a solid passer.
Yeah.
Dalen Terry. So those are my two: Dalen Terry and.
No, you can't. I don't think you can justify Blake Wesley.
If they pick Blake Wesley, I'm gonna be happy about that pick. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see who that is. I mean, the pick's in.
I think Ty Washington, and I think Dalen Terry would make the most sense. I wouldn't be mad at Blake Wesley. I have Blake Wesley 13 on my board. I think 14 on my board.
Yeah, but he's high on the board because of what you want him to develop into. I think that the Rockets have enough of those players.
How did you handle
Yeah, but they're still gonna suck.
embrace it as well.
So like, what are we doing here? Like, see, Blake Wesley might be a home run. Like,
But they're still gonna suck.
I think that you still take home run swings at this point.
I agree. But I think, yeah, I agree. I mean, it's late in the draft. You already got your guy.
You did get your guy.
I guess
you got
that-
your floor setter right there in Jabari Smith. Now you can take some.
True.
Jay
That's true.
Billis says Jay Clever. I'll be player available. Isn't that crazy?
That's pretty crazy.
He also don't try Baji. After that, I will never forget. I like these hats they're wearing. Don't you?
Yeah, I've always wanted to get those hats.
I want that. I feel like you would like that in Pistons.
Yeah.
DET on the side.
That'd be sick. That'd be sick.
Alright, sorry. The commissioner's just taking his time.
Yeah.
Sweet ass time coming out here.
Yeah, I think as we talk about, I think it's Ty
Anybody
Washington.
else?
I mean,
Anybody
no,
else?
I think the pick that has to be is Ty
Kennedy
Washington.
Chandler,
No, Kenny Chandler's too short. I mean, what does Ty Washington have? He has.
4 inches on him.
I was saying good things.
I
I mean,
know,
that's a
I
good
know.
thing, but you know what I mean.
Alright, let's see it.
With the 17th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Houston Rockets select Tari Eason.
Hey, I like that pick. It is a little repetitive, but he's very different. Shout out Tari Eason, man. First of all, covered LSU all year. That's my guy, Tari Eason, man. Came in here, awesome work ethic, awesome person, really nice guy, great interview. Shout out to Tari Eason, man. But yeah, it is a little repetitive.
No,
but
actually, no.
At the same time, Peso, they call him Peso. That's his Twitter as well. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I think after just thinking about it for like 30 seconds, I think it is a really good pick because again, what did I like Jabari Smith for? It was the defense and setting the tone, and I think that Tari Eason is that exact player. I mean, you covered him, right? I mean, he's a great defender, and that's what they need. And I think that again, he's going to be a guy that rubs off on other players. So I think you have the Jalen Green, you have Jabari Smith, you have Kevin Porter Jr. Now you have Tari Eason, who can.
He's a man.
Yeah, I mean, look at this, and not only that, I'm pretty sure he played center at times for LSU,
There were
right?
times.
Yeah,
there were times where they would have him out. I mean, he's so versatile. The defensive intensity is just incredible. He can jump everything. I mean, look at these plays. I was covering early in the year, and I was like sitting calling videos. I was like, look at this dude, Tari Eason. Shooting potential is underrated with him, in my opinion. He got a lot better as the year went on. And I think if the form cleans up just a little bit, where it's a little bit higher, I love him. But they compare him to Herb Jones. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. I think he's stronger than Herb Jones. I think he's a stronger attacking the rim than Herb Jones. So yeah, I think for the defensive purposes, I think I love that. I love this pick, and I think honestly, I have number 9 on my board, so it's a great pick, obviously. But I think the upside has been slept on in a lot of ways. So shout out to Tari Eason for going to Houston. What I think is a very, very good pick. Close to LSU too, not for nothing. Even though he's not from Louisiana. There you go. Anything else on Tari?
No, I mean, like I said, I think it's just a situation where you draft a guy who again can set the tone up for your defense, and that's what the Rockets need. Especially after, again, you got Rick Christian Wood. You don't really have. I mean, not saying he's a center or anything, but you have a guy that can also, he can get up there. He can swat. So I like that pick.
Love Tari Eason. Congratulations to him, and congratulations to the Rockets for having a pretty solid pick here at 17.
Yep.
Well, Colin, the Rockets are back.
Born to mix.
They're back. We thought they were gonna take. We thought they took Wendell Moore.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, this kind of makes sense defensively. They're trying to build an identity. It turns out that pick has been traded to Minnesota, which I actually like that for Minnesota. We'll talk about that later. But now the Rockets are on the board at 29, and you look at the players available. Ty Washington is still available here. We spent the last for those. I mean,
from 17.
We're basically cutting obviously the Wendell Moore portion of the Rockets that we talked about. But I just think Ty Washington is just a home run pick here.
Not only is he home run pick, I think he can start playing.
I just think he's too good of a player to not
be
drafted here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're looking at 29th pick. I think you had him. I mean, I was low on him, but I think I had him still 21st, something like that.
Damn, I had him 15. So here's the trade.
Yeah.
Oh, Boban's going to the. Oh, this is old.
That was the first trade. That was the first trade. Yeah, so
good God.
There you go. It's a lot of moving parts, but so
Rockets. Okay. But basically, I just think this has to be Ty Washington.
Yeah, I mean, who else are you looking to trade down for? If it's not Wendell Moore, who you're gonna get anyways?
I don't know. This is tough.
With the 29th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Ty Washington Jr.
There it is. That's the pick.
Good job, Houston. Good job. You got it right. You got it right.
So the Rockets now,
there you go,
have pieces.
Yes.
This is now, we talked about earlier them not being able to rebuild, and I don't think they are done, but now they have the pieces to where they can be like, okay, we have a playmaker, we have Jalen Green, we have Kevin Porter Jr., we have Jabari Smith,
Tari Eason.
There's the other one, Tari Eason. You have defense now, you have a forward that can score, you have a playmaker, and you have guys that can set the tone on the defensive end. I mean, I think the Rockets did a really great job.
I agree, 100%. This had to have been the pick. This was very, very good from them to be able to trade back. I mean, I don't wonder how recent this was, that they were like, all right, well, no one else is going to take Ty Washington. We'll just trade back in. Now, obviously, I'm sure they would have just taken him earlier if that was the case, but or if they really wanted him. But it's just an interesting situation. I watched this guy in person. He just has like a really, really impressive ability to score the ball and like see the court. So as you see, versatility. He's obviously versatile. There's nobody else in this draft is versatile.
Yeah,
as you can tell. But yeah, Ty Washington, really like his upside, and I think even if he's not a pure point guard, he's more of a combo guard. I think he takes pressure off Kevin Porter Jr. and you can have those two combo guards kind of combined for a point guard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not only that, I mean he has a bag. I mean he has the in between game. He's not just going to be a passer on this team. He can also be a scorer and contribute there. So it takes the load off of Jalen Green having to do everything. He's let Kevin Porter Jr. have to do everything, and then Jabari Smith. So yeah, I like this young core that the Rockets have created.
I love it.